Okay, so hi, I am Nikki White, and I wanted to talk about the chart of the USA. This is my way of trying to explain how people of America and America itself as a almost an egregore, if you know what that word means. It's this spirit, this collective spirit of the inhabitants of America. And what I mostly wanted to focus on today is actually right here, this second house. The second house is the place where we find our resources and how we go about making our resources essentially as a country, right? It's the manner in which like food and materials are produced. So in a person, it would be how that person meets its resources. This is a country, so it's how this country creates these resources. And we want to look at house number two, which is inside of Capricorn. And what I want to say here is, yes, this is still house two, even if you use whole signs. But I don't use whole signs. So if you wanted to use whole signs, you can go make a video. But for the most part, we are going to talk about the second house. We're going to talk about Pluto, and we're going to talk about Capricorn here. Now, I'm sure you've heard, we're in our Pluto return. Pluto's actually gone past this point. This happened in, I think, 2022, where today's Pluto hit this exact place and then went back and then went forward and then went back and then finally went forward again. Now Pluto is somewhere like right there. Gonna erase all this stuff. This video is gonna be so long. Okay. Okay. Here we go. House two is how the manner in which our resources are produced. This is also going to tell us how we do banking, how we do financial resources, how we do material resources, our wealth, our economy, our national product. It's all right here in Capricorn, right? This is also the attitudes toward our resources, our attitudes towards our resources. These are our values, what people hold dear, and the kind of people we hold in regard. That's a saluting person. Okay, so if you know anything already about Capricorn, and we want to talk about the attitudes to our resources, let's say the American attitude toward resources is going to be awfully capitalistic. It's going to be very hardworking. It's going to be very pragmatic. It's going to be someone who climbs that hill and just keeps on climbing and keeps on climbing and doesn't give up and has a lot of stamina. This can also be, and now don't take offense if you're a Capricorn. This isn't necessarily how you are as a Capricorn. This can be kind of a cold energy. This is kind of the more touchy-feely, warmer energy. The opposite is slightly less emotional, less warm and fuzzy, more let me take care of you practicality wise. Let me take care of you um from a place of service. And so the way that we have our attitudes as a country toward money in general, toward how we make our money, how we create resources, what we do with our resources, and what we value is going to be what Capricorn is. And it's probably one of the more capitalistic signs of the zodiac. So the United States, until further notice, is going to be a capitalistic nation. They will also, as if I don't live here, I do very much live here, we will be plutonic in the way that we do our resources. So we are looking at people who derive power from capitalistic ventures. We are going to search for threats in terms of our gross domestic product, in terms of our national product, our economy, our wealth. We are going to strive to make as much money as possible. Also, Pluto, super into wealth, right? Pluto is the god of wealth and power. We're going to look for power in a capitalistic way. So, until further notice, that's just who we're going to be. We're never going to be a country that makes a ton of effort. This is a very efforting sign to give it away to other people, because this wants to keep it. This wants to have the power. Plutonic energy, scorpionic energy, eighth house energy can be very holdy. I don't know the word for it. Where you keep it, hoardy. You can hoard it. Keep it for yourself, right? Because if you give it away, you don't have the power anymore. So there's definitely, I mean, and honestly, guys, like I'm making this video, but this is like, uh, I am admitting this is kind of a negative way to look at these things. But I'm also living in 2025 in the United States and looking at what's happening. I've also lived a solid, 40 something years and watched us do this stuff. So it's not within the realm of, reach here. We are talking about reality, unfortunately. And that is not even considering what this is doing here and what this is doing here. This I'm not going to really consider too deeply. But we are going to essentially hoard. Another sign that likes to hoard. Cancer. Cancers are hoarders for sure, all day. And like I said, if you're a Cancer, don't take offense, please. We are talking about mundane astrology, which is countries, politics. And so what we're going to do is, as a country, is we're going to kind of hoard our knowledge in terms of what's going to make us powerful. And where is this power sitting? In our second house of Capricorn here. Second house of money. Capricorn is an earth sign. Capricorn energy is very much a GSD energy. We're going to get shit done. And then having this Neptune in the other earth, another earth sign of Virgo, which is the other GSD sign. We're going to get shit done and we're going to do it perfectly. We have Neptune. Neptune in Virgo. Perfection. Pragmatism. Almost a sense of misdirection happening. A sense, and this is talking specifically about money right now. This isn't talking about the fact that it's in the ninth house. That's a whole other ball of wax that I'll probably get to some other time or in this video. I don't know how long I'll talk. This Neptune is creating this subversive environment over power. So anybody who wants Actually, the way that our country views our resources is through a lens. I have to erase some of these. Jeez. Through a lens of power. So what's another way to have power? Is to seed confusion and subterfuge in the information that you need to survive, that you need to, that others may need to better themselves. It's like all for one energy here. And I wouldn't say one for all, but still the country as a spirit wants to collectively win with power. And within the country itself, the people will fight over resources to gain power. And they'll do it by not giving you the full information. All right, let's clear this board a little bit here. So, as long as the USA is under this current charter of basically the Constitution, it will always have a very Capricorn energy in terms of how we view our resources, what we do with them, how we make them, how the banks are our security and our insecurity. So we're going to be actually pretty insecure as a people because we need this power. We need it. When you need power that much, you're essentially insecure. In a positive way to look at this, us as a people, our values and resources do also have this sense of power to it. So we are empowered in a way because it's in the second house of the body. So we are embodied, we are empowered to be powerful. So where do we go from here?